I'm going to start with legs crossed, sat nice and tall. If you have a block, actually, grab your block. I'm going to show you sideways and actually sit on the block. So just helps you drop the knees a bit lower than the hips. You can't really see that well, but sometimes when we sit down, feel a bit high in the knees and a bit tight in the hips. Whereas if you sit on a block or a bolster, I don't know why I haven't told you this before, really, then there's just a bit more space in the front of the hips. So you see it's almost a slide down through the thighs rather than a lift up. So it brings that natural curve into the lower back and soften the shoulders. Lift the crown of the head all the way up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. One more there. Inhale through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. And then just gently close the mouth. So just soft touch of the lips. And breathe in and out through the nose. So find a breath that isn't forced, one that you don't feel you're having to hold. Just an easy breath that you feel comfortable holding on to in and out through the nose. That's going to stay with you all the way throughout the practice. And it's a way of making sure you don't kind of exert yourself too much. You slow down, because it's quite hard to keep that breath in and out through the nose if you let the heart rate get too high. It's a nice way to keep the practice quite steady. See if you can just let the shoulders slide a bit further down the back. Maybe squeeze the shoulders slightly together. Just open a bit more across the collarbones. And then drop the chin into the chest. So touch the chin all the way down. Keep that contact. Roll your right ear over to the right shoulder so you get a stretch into the left side of the neck. And then come back through center. Left shoulder over to left ear to left shoulder. Come back through center. Right ear, right shoulder. Back through center. Left ear, left shoulder. And then back to center. Lift the chin. Take the arms out to the side. So keep the elbows high. Elbows stay where they are. Try and take the hands back. And then the reverse of that, keep the elbows high, bring the hands all the way down. So we go internal rotation through the shoulders and then external rotation, open. So we're going internal, take it down. External, lift it back. Go two more, bring it down. And back. One more. Exhale. And then take the hands round to the lower back, interlace the fingers, reach the knuckles back, open the chest, lift the chest, slide the shoulders down. So really squeeze the shoulders down the back and see if you can pull the shoulders down away from the ears at the same time. So we're not just going back, we're going down, lifting through the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. So this sensation of pinching the shoulder blades in towards one another. And then the opposite of that, release the hands, take the hands forwards, round, so knuckles are interlaced, reaching the hands out in front of you, really open the backs of the shoulders. Go twice more each way, so hands behind the back, interlace, open, lift, and then round. Take it forwards, push the knuckles away, stretch the shoulder blades on the upper back. Last time, forwards and back. So open the chest, slide the shoulders down. Exhale, round. From that rounded shape, just rock forwards, bring your hands down. If you had a block behind you, just kick that block out of the way and come to all fours. Pull the waist in, reach the crown of the head a bit further forward. So just travel forwards with the crown of the head. Tuck the right toes and extend that right leg back. Then tuck the left toes, extend the left leg back. So find a plank position, crown of the head reaching forwards, pull the waist in, build some strength in the shoulders, in the center of the body. We're breathing for 2. Exhale. 1. Exhale, take it back, pull the waist in, let yourself lift back. Feel the heels stretch away. Hips lift high, backs of the legs lengthen. Maybe take a nice deep bend in both knees and then straighten the legs out a couple of times. Maybe bend both knees and then straighten. 2 more, bend and straighten. Last one, bend and straighten. Heels trying to reach for the ground. They don't have to actually touch. Push into both hands. And then imagine I'm placing my hand on the back of your shoulder blades. Push into my hand. So don't let the body drop away from my hand. Push into my hand. So you have this feeling of pushing into the back of the body and pulling in through the front. Take the right leg up to the sky, lift the right leg high, keep both hips in one line, point the toes, lift the right toes, try and touch the ceiling, and then bring that right knee into the chest, step forwards. Place the back knee down, inhale, lift the arms up. So you can keep the toes tucked so that we're ready to push all the way up. Pull the waist in, lengthen the tailbone down, hands interlace around the back of the head. Breathe in, pull the elbows back. Breathe out, waist in, take your left elbow to the right knee. Inhale, lift, open the chest. Exhale, round. What I want you to do is, as you inhale, lift, really try and build space up through the front of the body. So when you exhale round, you keep this space here. So see how I'm trying to pull my waist in and come forwards. Don't go, inhale, and exhale, come forwards. Don't close this space down. Try and curl through the back. So you're pulling the waist in. Go 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So it should feel like you're waking up the abdominals. Inhale, lift tall, reach the arms up to the sky. With the back toes tucked, lift the back knee off the floor and drive yourself forward. So you're moving into that left hip. So pushing off the back toes, bending into that front knee. Take the arms back and wide, reach them as far as you can. Stretch your fingertips to the back of the room. Look forwards, maybe up to where the front wall meets the ceiling. So slight upward lift with the gaze, but not creasing into the back of the neck. And then take both hands down to the ground and step back into downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Waist in. Remember, you're pushing into that imaginary hand on the back of your shoulders. Take the left leg high. Lift and point the toes. Keep the hips in one line. So if you were to look from the side, you'd see the ball at the top of your legs. You've got a ball and socket joint. That ball would be in line for both hips. Bring the left knee in, step forwards. Place the back knee down. Rise up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the back of the head. So again, think about that height. Almost imagine if I had my block on my knee, if that'll stay. Inhale here. Exhale, I don't want to touch that block. So you're lifting up and over. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Use the breath. And then to center, reach the arms up. If the back toes aren't tucked, tuck them. Drive off that back foot, push yourself forwards. Lift up through the arms, pushing off those back toes, then reach the hands back and wide. So stretching them. Palms face out and thumbs face up. So a bit like I've spoke about this when we do that dancer's pose where we hold the foot. Have the palms out rather than closing them down. So we're already opening into the chest. And then take both hands down to the ground. Step back into downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Roll the body forwards to a plank. Think about the forearms staying where they are. So you can look at the forearms. Bend the elbows, come forwards. So forearms stay still. Come forwards, then inhale, lift. So it makes it harder, makes it a bit stronger, but less pressure in the lower back. Rest the knees, travel back to a child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm going to demonstrate something as well, just whilst we're here. So you can just look up if you like. So I'm going to place that block there so you get an idea of how my arms aren't coming forwards. So if I think this will work as a visual representation. If I'm in a plank position, or you can do it with knees down, it doesn't matter. I'll make it easier for myself. My forearms stay still and my chest comes forwards over that block, but I don't touch it. It's from there that I lift up. So I think it'd be better with two because you'll be able to see. I'll do it once more. And it's strong. It's something to practice over time. So if you come forwards, I don't touch that block. Inhale, lift. Okay, meet in a child's pose. We'll work on it. It's strong, but it means that you aren't compressing into the lower back so much. Push the hands down. Rise up to all fours. Tuck the toes. Take it back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Push into that imaginary hand. Soften the jaw and slightly soften the shoulders if you've tensed up. Reach the right leg to the sky. Point the toes, lift that right leg high. Bring the right knee into the chest, step forwards. High lunge, reach the arms up to the sky. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, straighten both legs, so stay on the ball of the back foot. Breathe out, bend the knees. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out, bend the knees. One more, lift, inhale. Soften the knees, exhale. Warrior two, right arm forwards, left arm back. Same thing, inhale, straighten the right leg. Squeeze the left glute. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Last one, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend, hold it there. Take your left hand behind the lower back. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Sit slightly lower and lift the right fingertips higher. Arch back without resting that left hand down the back of the left leg. So more of a challenge to hold the body weight. Come forwards, right fingertips outside of the right foot. Place them down to the floor or to a block. Sweep the left arm up and over. And reach those left fingertips as far to the front of the room as you can. So really extend. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Bend more into that right knee. Both hands down. Turn, pivot on those back toes so that you can rest the left knee to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Pull the waist in, tuck the tailbone, open into that left hip, so deep stretch. So you're trying to keep this tilt under of the tailbone and then drive the hips forwards on this line, reaching the arms up. Breathe in And breathe out. Look down to the inside of the right foot. Come down with both hands. Back toes stay pointed away. This is quite strong through the knee and the ankle, but if you want to go there, push into the top of the left foot and lift the left knee. So instead of resting, lift. So you have to engage that left thigh and feel like you almost want to pull that back foot forwards. So you're trying to draw that left foot forwards. It's really strong, and I actually haven't done this in a while, but if you want to, if you feel really energetic this evening and you feel quite safe in the knee and the ankle, you can push into that right foot and lift the arms. It is strong through the front of the hip though, so just go there if you feel like you've got the weight in the right place. And take it down. Rest the back knee. Take your right knee next to the left knee. Tuck both toes back into downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Roll forwards to a plank. We're going to practice coming halfway down, so rest the knees. Halfway down, look to the top of your mat. Body comes forwards, elbows go back and in. Push the ground away. It should feel strong. Tuck the tailbone as you go. Bend the elbows, chest coming forwards, gaze coming forwards. Push back up. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Reach the left leg high. Lift and point the left toes. Pull the left knee into the chest and step forwards, high lunge. Just before you rise up, so as your hands are on the floor, glance to the feet and make sure that you aren't on a tight rope. So make sure you aren't on one thin line. Spread the feet so they're a good width on the yoga mat, and then rise up and make you feel more balanced, more stable. Inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, lower and bend. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, lower and bend. Hold it here. Warrior two. Turn your back toes out. Extend the arms wide. Feet are strong, so almost gripping the yoga mat. Look at that back foot, either on me or on yourself. You're trying to push into that outside edge, so don't let that happen. Don't let that foot fall in. Push it out and down. And then straighten, inhale. Squeeze that right glute as you straighten the legs. Then exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. One more bend. Hold it there. Right hand behind the back. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Sit slightly lower, reach taller, and arch back. Breathe in and out. Take that left hand to the outside of your left foot. Reach the right arm up and over. And I'm on my fingertips there. It's just a bit easier than being on your hand, or you can go onto a block. Lengthen and reach the right fingertips away. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring that right hand down, pivot on your back toes and rest that back knee to the floor. Inhale, reach your arms up, tailbone tucks. So you pull the waist in, so you're strong in the back of that hip, and then you're driving forwards. So you can see the waistband of my trousers there if I lift my top a bit. See how the waistband's horizontal? Don't let it tip a bit forwards. So you're trying to keep, that's a way of thinking, you're trying to keep the pelvis nice and neutral as you go forwards. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring both hands down inside of your left foot. And your first challenge, if you want to go there, is just pushing into the top of the foot and lifting, lowering and lifting. What you can do on one side might not feel good on the other side. So just Listen to whether it feels okay. Don't force anything. You might stay with that back knee on the floor and just concentrate on trying to pull that right knee forward, so on the tension in the front of the right thigh. If you want to, you can push into the top of the foot. I don't know if I can even do it on this side. And then you're going to reach both arms up. So that's a long pull through that right thigh. You don't have to go there. Lift up if you do. And then take it down. Rest that back knee. Step your left knee back next to your right knee. Tuck the toes. Take it back. Downward facing, close the eyes. And just feel into the front of the hips. Notice how that feels. It's quite a deep stretch in the front of the hip. We'll come into the sides, the outsides of the hips a little bit later on as well. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Big breath in and out. Take your right leg up to the sky. Lift that right leg high. Bring your right knee towards the right tricep. Tap and hold. 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. Underneath the body and across. So you're taking it to the left arm. 3, 2, 1. Back and up. And then this time bring it forwards and step. Open into warrior 2. So turn those left toes out. Reach the arms nice and wide. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift both arms up to the sky. With your left hand, hold around your right wrist. So taking a back bend like we do quite often here, but pulling that right arm back. As you take that back bend, stay low in the right thigh. And then release. Both hands come down to the top of the mat. Turn and rest your left knee. Straighten the right leg. Pull the toes back to the face. Bow the upper body forwards. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep pulling the toes back. If you want to make this a little bit more active, brace through the center of the body, so waist in. Lift the hands off the floor and reach them away. So lengthen through the front of the body. Stretch through the fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Hands into prayer, everyone at heart center. Bend into that right knee. Open through the left hip. Reach the arms up to the sky. Big breath. Exhale, left elbow outside of right knee. So that's your twist. Stay there, or if you want to, tuck the back toes and lift the back knee off the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. If you've lifted that back knee, imagine I'm placing my hand on the back of your left leg, so on your hamstrings, and you're trying to push up into my hand. So watch my thighs. Don't be here. Be here. So not down here, lifting. Everyone rest the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, grow nice and tall. Exhale, take both hands down and step back into downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Roll the body forwards to a plank. Stay with the knees lifted if you want, thinking about that halfway lower. So bend the elbows back, look to the top of the mat, hold, drive into the hands to lift the chest. So think about pushing the mat away and then take it back, downward facing dog. So when you do that, don't think about pushing and lifting the body, just think about pushing into the mat as much as you can. Think about all your strength rather than the outcome. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Left leg high, inhale, reach that left leg up. Left knee, left arm, bring it in, squeeze, hold 3, 2, 1, lift up. Under and across. 3, 2, One, lift up and back. Bring the knee into the chest and forwards. Step, warrior two. Open it out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Pushing into that back foot. Breathe out. Arms up to the sky. Stay low. Right hand holds around left wrist. Pull up and take it over and back. Breathe. Exhale. Carefully, slowly, both hands come to the top of the mat. Rest your back knee, so pivot on your back toes. Place the knee down, no rush, and straighten the front leg. I tend to already be in the right place because I know what's coming. So don't worry if when you move, especially when we go between different postures and positions and things, you're not in the right place and you then need to move. I'm a couple of steps ahead. That's why it always maybe seems that I'm in the right place and you have to move, because I do these little moves as we go. Breathe in and out. Lift the hands and reach the arms forwards. Lengthen. Stretch as far as you can. Waist in. Reach, and then everyone hands to prayer. Lift up, bend into that front knee. Breathe in and out. Reach the arms up to the sky. Right elbow outside of left thigh. Push down, open the chest. Breathe in and out. If you want to, those back toes tuck and you're lifting the right thigh, lift it strong. Don't lift half-heartedly. Really power that back leg up off the ground. Breathe in and out. Look down to the floor. Rest the back knee. Take both hands down. Step back into downward dog. So I think I waffled before, but what I was trying to say is when you're pushing up into upward facing dog, don't think about what it looks like. Just push with all your might into the hands. So roll forwards with control, lower halfway, hold, go 3, 2, 1, all your strength, push. Bring yourself forward. So almost make it explosive. And then waist in, take it back. So it becomes a very strong movement. Back of the head and the neck relax. Bend and soften the knees. Walk your feet in and fold. Rest the upper body. Let the head, neck, shoulders relax. So think about how much your upper body weighs and tip all that weight forwards. You won't let yourself go. You'll catch yourself if you feel like you're going to fall. Crown of the head is facing down to the ground as opposed to the front of the room. So the back of the neck is truly nice and long. From there, take the hands to the lower back, interlace the fingers. Reach the knuckles up to the sky. Bow the body forwards. Arms nice and strong. So you're trying to reach the knuckles away. Lengthen the arms and fold the body forwards. Breathe in and breathe out. Whilst you're here, wriggle your feet together nice and carefully. Bend the knees, release the hands, come into a chair. Extend the arms out in front of you, pull the waist in, lengthen and reach. Breathe in, breathe out. Imagine you've got a corset around the center of your body and I'm tightening that corset and pulling the abdominals in, even pulling in the lower ribs. So you feel really strong through that central part of the body. From here, we're going back into a forward fold and reaching the hands up behind us, interlacing the fingers and opening the chest. Take a breath. Exhale. Bend the knees. Release the hands. Come back into our chair. Stretch the arms away. Wrap the waist in. See how much you can pull the weight back as you stretch the arms forwards. For 3, 2, 1. Take it down, hands to the floor. Bow the head. Give the head a little shake. Release the back of the neck. Breath in and breath out. Widen the gap between the feet so they're comfortably about hip width. And then roll up to standing. Nice and slow. Bring the hands into prayer heart center. Balance to the left leg, so shift your weight and lift that right knee into the chest. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Reach your right arm back so there's a twist. You can stay there. If you want to, you can reach for the outside of the right foot and think about extending the right leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. With the knee or the foot, doesn't matter, there's still a strong spinal twist. Back to center, hands into prayer. Right ankle comes on top of the left thigh. Sit into that figure of 4 shape. And if you have furniture around you, you want to hold on to something, and then you can sit deeper because you're taking away the balance, then that's fine. Or you can come forwards with the hands. If you are near quite a sturdy piece of furniture, I'm just going to spin. Maybe you can see me. You can almost pull back. So you can almost stretch the body weight back, which feels really nice, but make sure that is a very stable unit before you go pulling all your body weight back on it. Don't want to be responsible for anything falling on you. Breath in and out. Slowly roll back up. And give that right leg a shake out. Give both legs a shake out. Okay, other side. Bring the hands into prayer. Find your balance pushing down through the right foot. Lift the left knee in and hold that. So the other thing to just be conscious of here is that you don't start arching back to balance against that weight, because then you're loading in the lower back. So I want you to keep a tall line. Right hand outside of the left thigh. Extend your left arm back. Reach through the fingers. Breathe in. Breathe out if you're going for the outside of the foot. Spine is still tall and straight, even if you don't fully extend the leg, because then you can keep a taller spine. Don't compensate and feel like you're reaching forwards. Keep the height. Bring it back. Left ankle on right thigh. Bend into the knees. So we're getting into the outside of the hips. Again, if you have something you can hold on to, you can almost pull back. It's quite nice. If you have a banister or something, obviously not now, I don't expect many of you to be near the banister, but if you do have stairs where you have a strong banister and you pull back on there, it's a really nice way to lengthen the back. So see here how I'm trying to send my hips back. You have this real chance to traction, open the lower back. Breathe in and breathe out. Roll up and slowly give the legs a little shake. Take a breath in and a breath out. Bring the hands into prayer. So 2 options. Either bring the hands into prayer or have your hands to your waist. I find I can balance better if I've got them in front of me, but you can hold on if you like. Rise up onto the balls of the feet and start to bend your knees. See if you trust yourself to take your knees all the way forwards to the ground. So you're really challenging the ankles. That's just my knees. They're very cracky. And then come forwards. If you got there, rock back, catch yourself, and see if you can come up. Just a bit of a way to play with that balance and strength. And once more, you can use, again, if you're near something, use it. Take a bit of the balance work out. And then rest the heels, shake the legs out. Chin into chest, roll it down. All the way. Hands to the floor, step back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bring your right knee into the chest, hold it nice and high. Kick your right foot to the left side of the room so it comes across and underneath. Then reach the left arm up. Let the feet move so they're comfortable. Lift that left arm high. So a bit like a side plank, but you've got that right foot out in front of you. I think it's called fallen star or something. And then bring the left hand down. Step back into downward facing dog. Left knee into the chest, come forwards. Kick your left foot over to the right. Adjust the feet and reach your right arm up. And then bring the right hand down. Take it back into downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, something to try. I want you to hop the feet forwards, but when you do that, imagine you're landing on a really thin sheet of ice. So you've got to land soft and you can't make a sound. So keep the arms straight, walk your feet in a little bit so you shorten your downward facing dog. And when you hop, kick your heels to your bottom. So you come onto the tips of the toes, kick heels to the bottom and try and land soft. So just like a little bunny hop, really. And I probably explained that way too much and made it way more complicated than it needed to be. Take your left leg out, right foot all the way over, and then bend that left knee too. So you can't see because I'm wearing black. Doesn't look not very good, but my left knee is under, right knee is over. And I'm trying to stack those knees. So give your feet a good wriggle, lift your seat bones and wriggle, and then try and get both seat bones on the floor, especially that right side. That side wants to lift, push it right down. Hands onto the feet, anchor the feet, lean forwards. Now, as I lean forwards, really consciously trying to root that right seat bone to the floor. And should feel that stretch around the outside and the back of the right hip. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale and exhale. Keep the feet and the lower body, the legs exactly as they are. Reach your right hand further out to the right hand side of the room. Stay low. Sweep that left arm up and over. So you come into a side bend over to the right. Stretch through the left fingertips. Push the left seat bone down. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back, hands to both feet. Lift yourself up, two options. One, to just kick the legs out and swap over. Second option, you can use the hands or without the hands. Push up to the feet, spin around to your left, otherwise it won't work. All the way, feet moving slightly, and then come back down. And you will be on the other side. And if that didn't work and you're all crossed and tangled, your left knee wants to be on top. So have a good fidget around, wriggle, and get both seat bones down. And whilst that left seat bone is really pushing into the floor, I'm leaning my body weight forward. So lying the belly and the chest on that left thigh, just looking down to the floor. If you can bring that chin all the way over your left knee. So you take the whole body down and make contact. For me, that's quite easy. Those of you with more than I have might not find that easy. Crown of the head reaching forwards, left seat bone rooting down. And then left hand reaches out to the left side of the room. Right arm goes up and over. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Lengthen and stretch through your right fingertips. And then come back up. Take both legs out in front of you and just give them a little bit of a shake around. If you have 2 blocks, grab them. If you don't, you're just going to lie down on your back. If you do have them, if you don't, actually, you can just grab a pillow and place it back on your shoulders. I just want you to feel that when you lie down, there's something that's lifting your chest. So if you have a block, place it below the shoulder blades, kind of middle of the back area. And then your second block is going to be a pillow. If you don't have a block, you can use a cushion. Take the arms out to the side, stretch the legs out. And if you feel that is not enough of a lift through the chest, you can always come up and take your block a setting higher. So you lift it up. Essentially, that would probably be way too much, I imagine, but you could go to that middle setting. I mean, don't let me tell you what to do. You can go all the way up if you like, but I think it might be a bit too unstable. Breathe in and out. Arms are heavy, shoulders are heavy. And try and relax through the back as well. Allow the chest to open. Also creating length through the lower back from the hips all the way up to the rib cage. Make sure the toes are turned out so the feet are relaxed, knees are relaxed, hips are relaxed. If it gets too much, you can come off of your blocks. I say this a lot, but you'll have spent most of today rounded or sat forward. So just enjoy passively opening in this way. So you're not forcing anything. You're just letting the body weight take its time and create space. If you lost it throughout this, go back to that breath in and out through the nose. And keep the back of your knuckles on the floor. This will be harder on blocks than it would be on a cushion. Keep the knuckles on the floor. Take the arms all the way back overhead, so don't let them lift off the ground. And then when the hands meet, interlace the fingers and push the heels of the hands away. Really stretch. You can point the toes at the same time. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Slowly bring the arms down by the side. Use the hands to push up. Keep the eyes closed if you can. Be careful coming off the blocks. Cross your legs. Sit nice and tall. Rest the hands on the knees. And just give yourself a moment to adjust, especially if you have quite firm blocks. That can be quite an opening through the front of the body. Take a big breath in, nice and tall through the spine. Big breath out, let the shoulders soften. Big breath in. Big breath out. And bring the hands into prayer heart center. Just thank yourself for making time to come and practice this evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening and sleep well.